being inspired by like Conway and West, you know, and also like I remember when Benny first came home from prison, and I think Conway was like, "Yo, my brother's out there, Flea. Like, you know, he gonna pull up on you, get him some gas. You know what I'm saying? Take care of him." And Conway, that's his brother. So Conway, you know, whoever's his brother is my brother. And as soon as Benny pulled up, he pulled up to the crib. You know, I was selling weed and shit like that. And I gave him weed. I didn't even charge him. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would never charge Con or West for weed when they came.
Yeah.
And I met them when I first brought them weed to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? When P introduced us, I would never charge them niggas because P said,
you met them in the hospital?
yeah, I met them in the hospital. P was in the hospital going through a crisis. And he was going through a crisis, and the bros had pulled up on him when they came to New York. They was already building a bond with P. And, you know, P was already telling me about them. So it was just a matter of time for us to build. And, you know, he was going through a crisis, and he's like, yo, the bros came to visit me in the hospital, man. He like, yo, they looking for some gas. Pull up. Bring them some bar real quick, Flea. So I'm like, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? I got to meet them anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how we built. But, you know, like I said, going back to when Benny came home, you know what I'm saying? I gave Benny some weed and shit like that. I remember he was going to Shade 4-5 that night, and he tore them niggas down too. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was great to see him come home, you know what I'm saying, on his shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he accomplished this right now because, like, you know what I'm saying? You look at Wes and Con, I was around them for that part of them building. Like, we was walking around in the city when they pulled up. It wasn't no pulling up in big Suburbans and niggas having Ubers. Like, niggas was putting in feet work, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember that. And, you know, and then, like I said, when Benny came home, to see Wes, Con, and then Benny do it and me be around them, like, what the fuck? Like, I don't have to be Griselda to level up too. You know, you guys are my brothers. I'm watching and I'm learning, soaking in game. I done soaked in game from Chink's Drugs, God bless his soul, because that was a good friend of mine. I done soaked in game from Prodigy. I was a mentor. So everything I learned from being around these people, soaking up game with Rock Marciano, talking over the phone for hours. I'm pretty sure Rock Marcy don't talk to nobody on the phone for no hour and a half, but he said he takes his time to talk to me for an hour and a half on the phone. I take my time. We both fucking dubbing calls, unless if it's our lawyer calling us. Yeah. Like, yo, the lawyer calling me, I'll hit you right back. But to be around these people and watch them level up, to be around Rock and build with Rock, you know what I'm saying, and soaking game from everybody that I've been around, all the legends, like, it was only mandatory for me to win. I wasn't about to be the nigga that be around these people and don't be a success.
Yeah.
Like, nah, we gonna make this work. Like, I'm not around just to be around for Instagram and posting pictures and showing people like, yo, I'm here.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't give a fuck about no pictures. I don't care about no Instagram. And I didn't even create my Instagram. One of my cousins did. Shout out to Viking, you know, thugging and bugging. He created my Instagram, him and my nephew.
Really?
Yeah, they created my Instagram for me back in the days, and then, you know, I learned how to fuck with it.
Inf Mob Flea?
Nah, that one, when they first created it, was called Flea Yayo. My account was Flea Yayo. And
was that your first like rap name that you went by?
Nah, that was just a name I had on the gram because I was selling Yay at the time.
Allegedly. I was
selling Yay.
This is all.
Yeah, I was selling Yay. And, you know what I'm saying? And when you think of Flea, you think of somebody fleeing, right?
Yeah.
So my name was, you know, Flea, because I was basically fleeing off to my next custody. You know, motherfuckers tell a custody, yo, I'll be there 20 minutes and that's 2 hours. I'll tell that nigga 10 minutes, I'm coming. I can't afford for you not to call me. I can't afford for you to call somebody else. So I was fleeing off to the next custody, and I was fleeing with that yayo. Yeah, so my cousins created my shit, and my nephew, it was Flea Yayo at the time. And I didn't care for Instagram neither at the time. But then I started to learn that Instagram was basically all about a moment. You want to show your highlights of that moment. And, you know, and then also you can use it to promote. And I've learned that that's what I needed Instagram for, was my outlet to promote my music, my outlet to sell my CDs, my merch, because I done learned, you know, a lot of game from being around Wes and Con. And I also asked them like, yo, look, I'm around you. I'm learning everything. I'm going to do the same thing if you don't mind, with you, you know what I'm saying, with you okaying that.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow your blueprint and do it on my own. And, you know, of course, they was like, bro, this is why we got you around. Like, you know, nigga, do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Follow the blueprint. Because not everybody follows it the right way. You know what I'm saying? We done taught people this shit and they didn't follow through with it. So it's like, how many people like you can say, you know what I'm saying, whether you shared some information, they took it and ran off with it and made a success out of it. It's hard to have that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes nobody want to take constructive criticism or just,
what do they say? We
advice.
could be reading the same book, but don't understand, you don't understand the message.
Yeah. Yep. So like, I wanted to make sure that I didn't waste anybody's time that gave me their time. Time is very valuable. So anytime that we built with each other, I wanted to, you know what I'm saying, apply pressure that anything that was given, and that gem that was given in that conversation or anytime we was building, I applied it to make that shit work with my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's kind of like, I don't do this podcast for anybody. That's why I'm not asking you questions that'll get a lot of you know what I mean, like, oh cool, what is it like working with whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Cool, it's cool, but I want to have these conversations because this is where the gems are dropped, and hopefully one person listens to this and thinks, oh shit, that's true what he's saying right there, and fucking moves and makes a move for that, because that's what changed my life, listening to shit like,
yeah, man, you just gotta want to win. Excuse me, you just gotta want to win. You know what I'm saying? You gotta.
And you also do drop a lot of fucking gems.
That's crazy because somebody told me that, but I don't even be looking at it like that. I just like feel like we just sharing information. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we share information.
But I just mean that's how your output. Like, I messaged you about Trim the Fat when that came out.
Yeah,
I messaged you about that because I felt that heavy, and that whole song is like a book of knowledge. Like a lot of that, it's just, and it's also just a great ass song. But like, there's gems. Like, if you really, people can listen to shit, and then you can really listen to shit.
Yeah, I mean, like, my shit is reality rap. That's why I said it ain't really too much. Like, I can't fabricate stories. I mean, the people want to hear shit that they've been through. They want to hear the struggle and all that. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's what I'm giving them.